Hi guys, welcome back again. So in this video we are going to be sewing this crop top and cottage skirt we cut in our last video. So if you're just coming across my video, we already cut out the pattern for this outfit in our previous video. I'll put the link in the description box below. So I've already gone ahead to cut out my fabric with the pattern that we made in our last video. I added half inch to the parts that I'll be joining and the upper part of my fabric. So I also went ahead to iron stays and breast pad also to my fabric, and then I will just be sewing this part together like so. And also for the back I will be joining it together, and if you notice I also iron stays too on my back. Now after joining it, this is how it looks like. You can see the way the cup is looking very structured. So I will just go ahead and iron this bust part open like so. I will iron it open, and then for the lining piece I already went ahead to join it, and for the bust part I did not iron it open. I just ran a stitch across like this. I just ran a stitch all the way down, and then also for the inner parts you will see that I also added paper stay. Yes, this is how it looks. I added paper stay, and also I'm just going to go ahead to join my piece together. So now this bust part I've ironed it. You can see the way it's looking. Even after ironing, it's looking very structured. So I'm just going to attach my rope to it like this, because I don't want my rope to be outside. I want it to be inside. Like I want the inner part of this top to be very neat. So I will just pin it like this to this part, and then I will do the same thing also for the other one. Now I will go ahead and pin this part to the back, because I don't want to finish joining this piece and then at the end of the day I'll find out that the straps are twisted. So I went ahead to join it like this. So I'll just cover this part now with my lining. I hope you guys understand what I am trying to do. So I'm just going to place the lining piece on this part like so, and then I'll pin it down. Now after pinning it down, I will just take it to my sewing machine, and then from this edge right here I will sew it all the way to the other parts of my fabric, just like you see me describing. So I'm going to go ahead now to pin my lining piece to my back, and then also I will stitch that upper part too. So after that, this is exactly how it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead now to turn it up, and then I will trim out the excess. I will trim it out like this, and then I'll go ahead and notch this part. You have to be careful at this point because you don't want to rip your seam. You don't want to end up tearing your fabric. So just gently do this part, notch it properly, because it will help your fabric to lay better on your body. So after notching it, I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine, and then I will run a stitch like this on the lining side. I will run a stitch. I will do the same thing also for the back part. I will run a stitch, run it on the lining side. So after stitching it, this is how it looks. I also went ahead to turn the bottom part, and then I sew the side together. So for the back part, I'm just going to turn it this way, and then I will run a stitch at that bottom part. I'll do the same thing for both. So now time to sew the skirt. So for this skirt part, I've already gone ahead to cut my lining piece. So I'm just going to place it on my fabric like this, and then I'll go ahead and stitch it. So after stitching it, I this is how it looks like. I also went ahead to turn it over. I ran a stitch on the lining parts, just like you see. like this, and then now I'm just going to go ahead and sew all the other edges down. So after sewing it down, I did the same thing for the back, and this is how it looks like. I already added my zipper, and I also went ahead to join the front and the back together. This part is not difficult, so I'm just going to go ahead and I will mark 1 inch at that end. Yes, I'll mark it upward like this, 1 inch, just like the way you see me do. Now this is because that gathers that we are going to make later on, we are going to be attaching it on this upper part. So if you don't mark it out like this, it might not be accurate at the end of the day. You might end up stitching it on some places, and then on the other places the inches you use in stitching it will not be accurate. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So now I'm just going to go ahead and fold this upper part. I will do the same thing also for the lower part, and then I will measure what I have at that hem of my upper piece skirt, and then I will just gather it together. So after gathering it, this is how it looks. I already went ahead to stitch it. Now this is me trying to show you guys the 1 inch we came up with. So this is just the reason, so that you will still have enough space at that bottom part and everything will lay good. So this is how it looks like. So after that, this is how it looks like, guys. The top part, I didn't know that my phone was not recording when I was joining that part. I went ahead to just fix, and then I joined the side together with about 1.5 inch. Don't forget that was the same allowance we left. So if you watch this video to this point, you guys don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload a video. Thank you. Bye.